This is Jason with Strong Arm Construction. Today we're going to hang a couple of pictures. And, you know, it's come to my attention a lot of people don't really know how to hang pictures, and I understand if you don't do it very often, it's kind of hard to do. Well, let me tell you how I do it. We're going to center two pictures over this one cabinet here. So we're going to work with the edges of the cabinet, and what you do is you just basically take a measurement of the outside edge, and I've got 38 and 5/8, so I write that down. All right, then I take the measurement of the two of these are about 15 and a 16th each, so that's 30 and an 8. And we're going to subtract that from 38 and 5/8, so it's going to give us 8 and a half. So we want 3 equal spaces, so we're going to divide it by 3. All right, we come out with 2 and 13/16. So basically what I'll do is I'll come over here to the side and I'll just measure and hold that so I get 2 and 13/16 right there. Okay, and I'm using the wall as my straight edge. And I'll come over here and do the same thing. 2 and 13 is right there. And then we should be the same right there. I'm at 2 and 7/8, off just a little bit, but I'd rather the sides be equal, and this one be a 16th larger in the middle. I mean, when you're getting into such small fractions, you can't see it on the wall. Well, the next thing you want to do is you want to figure out what elevation you want to put it, and we have figured right about there. The hanger is right on the top, so we figure, okay, right about there. That's, for me, it's just a little bit below eye level as far as centered, but my wife's a little shorter than I am, so that's going to work. All right, now the way I got my lines here is I took my level and I started right here and I came up and I took my tape and I measured across like this. Now you get this plumb first, which is right there. Okay, hold it tight, and you measure over. And well, what I did before I got that is I took my measurement from this corner to here, and the way I did that was I took my speed square and I put it right in the center, and then I measured, remember it's 2 and 13/16, so I can just cut that right there at 2 and 13, and then I'm at 10 and 5/16, and so what I did was I just came up from here and measured over that 10 and 5/16. Once you get plumb, there it is. There's my line, 10 and 5/16 right there. All right, from there, you can measure down from the top, but if your ceiling is not perfectly level, or you have some heavy texture on the walls, which these have, you can mismeasure that way. So the thing I would do is I'd measure 1 down and then take your level and transfer it across. That way you know at least this is level. Okay? So that's the way you do that. And then the next thing to do is once you've marked your lines and everything, you just take this particular type of a hanging deal requires a nail. Okay, so what you'll do here is just basically put the nail in at an angle. Here's my hammer. So we'll start with this one right here. Put it right on the crosshairs like that, and we're going to give it a little bit of an angle down. That gives it strength. Okay, we want to be right about there. And at that point, I'll just take my tape and kind of pull it around the nail. Like that. It should come right off, and it is. Alright, and then we'll do the next one, same way. Here's my spot. Hold it right on your spot there, give it a little angle. Same angle as you did the other side. About the same depth in. Come on off of there. Oh, that tape's going to stick pretty good. Well, I should have folded it back just a little bit so to make it a little easier to get off. Alright, so there's that. Alright, now the next thing I did was, if you'll notice right here, I kind of drew me a line across. I just stuck some tape on there, and I drew me a line from the center around the front so I could look at it. Either that or you have to get on the ladder. So either way you want to go. But I can see right here, there's my line. I'm just going to come right up and set it right on there. Just like that. And I'm going to leave it on there for right now. And then here's the same thing here. Just come straight up. Okay. And that, and I think I went to the right just a hair. So if they don't hang level, then you might have to move it over a notch. Alright. That looks pretty good, but I think this one is a little bit higher than the other. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, it looks like it's about maybe about 1/8 of this. So don't ask me why. Maybe, you know what, I bet you I need to push that nail in a little bit. There. That probably got it right there. Pushed it in too far. No, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. You can always do any kind of adjustment you want to make yourself happy. That looks pretty good, and it looks pretty centered. I'm pretty happy with that. So, there you go. All right, the next picture is that we're going to hang is a little easier. We're going to center it between this picture and the wall, and that was 50 3/4, so half that's 25 3/8. So we measure from the picture, drew a line, measure from the picture, drew a line, and then we figured that way. That was just the other line was just a check, and so yes, we're correct. And so here's about the center right there, and then what we did, we measured down on this on here. When you pull you took the tape right here, put it about the center, and you pull it up to the edge, and that's about 8 1/4. All right, so that's how we got 8 1/4. So then what we did, we put the picture up here about where we want it. We put a piece of tape at the top edge, and that was about right there. Okay, and so what you do is you take your tape and you measure from the top down, and that was 21, and then we're going to add the 8 1/4, so it's 29 1/4. So we just come over and measure down to 29 1/4, so there's our mark. Now, this one's going to be a little easier than the other two because you're lining those two up. This one here just has a hanger, so we're going to take this hanger right here. This is probably a 30-pound hanger, so that's plenty heavy for the job. And the good thing is, if you're off a little bit on your elevation, it's not a big deal. I mean, a fraction of an inch doesn't affect your eye look. And if you're off just a hair on the sides, but here we should be centered just fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay it there right where I want to hang it. And just nail that in and go ahead and take off the tape. Right there. Okay. And then go ahead and finish nailing it in just like that. Alright. Then the next step would be to hang it. Now this particular hanger, if you'll notice, doesn't have a lot of slack in it. I like mine to be a little bit more because I like to put 2 hangers on it. I think it helps to keep it level. But so being able to get back there to put it on the hook, they make it a little hard on this one. But so you got to kind of. Sometimes it actually takes 2 people to do it. You try to stab it, and you could be on the very top of it where it's not going to hang. So if you can see what I'm talking about, sometimes you have to bring your hand over here and get it started on one edge, which is what I'm trying to do right now. It's not easy, by the way, especially when you have big old fat fingers like mine. All right, let's try it one more time. Come on. I know we can do it. There we are. We got it. All right, so just easy. Don't scratch your walls. And slide it over. Pull off your other tape. So you can see that it's too far this way. So we're going to move it over like this. Okay. Feels pretty good. Now if you measure 25 and 11, I think we had 11 and 5/8, or was it 11 and 5/8? No, it was more than that. Anyway, so you can take your tape right here and you can measure over. Now I'm at 13 and say 9/16 here, and right here I'm at 13 and 7/16. So I need to come over just a little bitty bit, right like that. Not much. Then you take your 2-foot level, you put your level on there, just like that, and then you just turn it a little bit, get it right on the money, pull it off. Call it a day. Tools we use.